Thank you for coming to this crazy event. Thank you for coming to Deadpool 2, the world premiere. Woo! This is very exciting. I just have an ad here. What time is it? I need it. How much? 7:45? Okay, somebody tell me when it's 7:55. Just yell it out. Because I can talk. So, I came here out of karmic reasons. I figured like good karma, I kind of believe it. It's also, I think, yeah, you don't want to hear my theories on it. But I did this 2 years ago here in Buena Park, and I called up to do it here again. I was actually talking to some other theaters, and I was like, what am I thinking? We did it here, we got to keep it here. Because that movie blew up and was so successful and was such a great experience, and you guys loved it so much and embraced it. And I got to be honest, the other night, my family and I were in New York. We were fortunate to be at the big world premiere with everybody, and I've met so many great people at 20th Century Fox making these movies the last 3 years. And I just went up to each and every one of them, the executives, everybody, and I said, hey, congratulations, you guys threaded the needle. By that time, that was the third time I saw it on Monday night. This will be my fourth time tonight, and so I know how good it is. The most nervous I was seeing it in February. The director, David Leitch, had me up to the lot, and we just had a private screening. And I think he was nervous, I was nervous, because I'm like, here's the deal. If this movie bombed, Ryan Reynolds, tomorrow, will wake up, he's still 6'5", he's beautiful, he's ripped, and he's funny, and he's talented. He's going to work again. I've invested my whole life in this character. So it's not really that. It's the fact that if this movie didn't do well, people in the culture that we're in now, we're in a very dismissive culture. If the second one didn't do well, then the first one would have just been a fluke. Oh, it was just a fluke. That was just, whatever. So I know that everybody had huge, a lot of pressure trying to follow up a movie that was made for $56 million that made $800 million. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. And that's a testament to all those guys that made that movie. I was fortunate to be along, kind of to be the ride-along guy on both movies. But everybody at 20th Century Fox deserves, from the executives to the president, everybody, obviously Ryan Reynolds, this is his baby. He invested so much of himself in this. When you read, there's stuff that comes out in the news every day, I'm like, oh, so now they're talking about this. But literally, Ryan was rewriting lines and having them redubbed. Are you sitting there to watch the movie? Oh, okay. He was literally redoing and redubbing lines up to a few weeks ago because he would think of a better joke. And because he's behind a mask, he can change that joke. It's not like he has to match it up with his mouth. It's the brilliance of being a masked character. So he really did, and lines for some of the other characters, they really were making this right down to the last minute. And what they were doing is they were perfecting it. And when the movie is kind of over, you've heard about these end credits. I am going to tell you, they are the best end credits. These are the end credits to beat for the rest of your life. Ryan went above and beyond. They described them to me before they shot them, which they shot them, I think, in March, because they had, they want to take care of the movie, and then when you're done, you kind of can start adding the candy on top. And they described them to me, and when I saw them, I'm like, these are 10 times better. And when they described them to me, they were great. And you guys are just in for such a treat. It was. I created these characters in 1989, 1991, 92. You guys, the fans, is there anybody who was reading those comics back then? Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. If you're lying, I can look into your eyes and see how old you are, and I'll know you're lying. Because that's that. You can't be 16 and raise your hand. That's a lie. So the thing is, watch these characters take flight. Because like I told people, I didn't have Spider-Man, I didn't have Wolverine, but I was competitive, and I didn't want to let my friends take advantage, get advantage on me. Because they were drawing Spider-Man and they were drawing Wolverine. And so, I came up with all my imaginary friends called Cable and Domino and Deadpool and Shatterstar. And they caught on with you guys. And you guys rewarded us with gazillion sales. And they were action figures, and they were in the X-Men cartoon, and they were on video games and all this stuff. And this is like the ultimate, culmination of all that. And it's also following this up, at the end of the last movie, Ryan came out in a Ferris Bueller coat, right? And he told you all that Cable was coming. And I was like, yeah, he's locked in. He can't change his mind. He said Cable, so it's got to be Cable. But I don't know if you guys followed, the search for Cable. That was the most white knuckle ride I've ever had in my office. And I sent some emails. You better believe I sent some emails. That guy cannot be cable. Send. But when my wife and I were, it was like midday when they told us Josh Brolin was going to be cable, and I flipped out. I jumped. I had never jumped so high because he's so great, and now I knew that some weirdo wasn't going to be cable. There was like 50 guys auditioning for cable. So I just knew that when they cast Josh and they cast Zazie and the entire way through this movie, I said the other night when we were doing press, I said, look, the battle was won in the casting. You guys know, look, in the last 15 years there's been 3 Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Sometimes the recast, and how many Batman have been in my lifetime? Holy crap, right? But it's like, Ryan owns the role of Deadpool, and you'll see Josh owns the role of Cable in this, and Zazie owns Domino. And when I got to the set, I'll tell you the biggest thing, and I'll start wrapping this up. I was on the first movie, and everything in the first movie, if you saw it, is shot on location in Vancouver somewhere. A derelict bar, a derelict alley, a derelict something. It was all derelict, because it was kind of a grimy movie. The world of Wade Wilson and Deadpool. So when they took me, when I got to the airport, and they picked me up, and they took me in September to the set. We're going a different route, and we turn off and we drive up the street, and I'm like, there's airport hangars. Like we have sound stages. The movie has money now. We have a budget, and I would go into the sound stages, and on both sides, in each sound stage, which literally you just walk this one alley. Like this one long hallway, and one door is one soundstage and one is the other, and there was 2 sets on both sound stages being flipped all the time. And I was like, I just walked around going, I can't believe the Deadpool movie has a budget now. Like it's like there's gonna be some special stuff. And I got to see a bunch of stuff filmed over the course of several days, and it was fun to watch it all come together. Fox said I could show you some of those pictures after the opening weekend because I was having too good of a time. And it's funny, I saw some stuff that actually got edited out of the movie too. That was cool stuff that'll be on the DVD. But I wanted to be there when Josh and Ryan were interacting because that was like so exciting for me to see. But it's just, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe it's been 2 years and 3 months. That's the time between movies, which is ridiculous. Like, look at something like Guardians of the Galaxy, which, perfect movie, awesome. They took 3 years to follow it up. That's kind of, 2.5, 3 years is really the norm. The fact that they got this movie out, when they did, how they did, is nothing short of phenomenal. And I'll be honest, I thought that we would not get the reviews that the first one got, because it's a sequel. Even the Fox people were like, it's a sequel, people judge them differently. And I couldn't believe I am not the biggest Rotten Tomatoes fan, unless it's my favorite, right? Okay. And you're like, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes! But everyone's thrilled. I mean, the movie has already scored higher with critics. But last Thursday night was when the fan screenings were. And I was sitting at home, because on the East Coast, so I was watching them get out. And I'm going to tell you, man, and don't send me one now that I've said this, because you're like, I'll one up you, Liefeld. The next bad fan response to this movie I read will be the first bad fan response to this movie, because the fans have embraced it, which is great. Because like I said, when I saw it with David, I was like, there's something here. This is awesome. They put it together. This works. I was on a show, one of those Collider Heroes shows on YouTube, and they said, "What did you think when you left the movie? What was your first impression?" And I said, "That's so easy to tell you. The first impression was this movie is a party. It is an absolute blast. Avengers: Infinity War shattered your dreams and your hopes." And dragged you through the mud, confused you. I was freaking confused. Little sidebar. After the Infinity War premiere, I'm talking with Jeff Loeb, my buddy Jeff Loeb, also president of Marvel Television. And I said, where do you think Thanos is at the end of that movie? And he goes, he's in Wakanda. He's in Wakanda. It's a jungle still. He's in a log cabin. And I'm like, oh man, you're totally wrong. Okay. And I went over to somebody else and I said, where do you think Thanos is? And that guy gave me a different answer. And I'm like, nobody knows where the heck Thanos is. So I was very confused. Awesome movie, but it ruined you. It made my nephew, not here, my younger nephew, I was told yesterday by my sister-in-law, he cried. So I think I have to wrap this up. So now that you're done crying over Infinity War, you're gonna have a party. This movie is a blast. Thank you for coming. Have a good time. I'm sorry I bored you.